Hello everyone, welcome back to Velocity Verdict. Today we are going to be reviewing this 2025 Acura Integra A-Spec. Now at the front we have this Acura logo with this completely blacked out grille and all LED headlamps. Look at those DRLs, the definition of fancy and stylish, and I love the turn signal indicators with that. With these high beam LED headlamps, the look is cool. Overall, the front look, and we do have fog lights down below. Look at the detailing, it says Integra over here, and we do have the A-Spec badge. And then with the wheels, we have a little darker coloration with the dark gray alloy wheels. Whose tire profile is 235 by 40 R18. So we do have 18-inch alloy wheels over on the front and at the back, and we do have this kind of flush fender flares, and we do have the body color mirrors with the body color door handles. And taking a couple steps back, this is the entire side profile. And once we come onto the back, we have these iconic tail lamps that are LED with the cool turn signal indicators. And look at the detailing, Acura written on the tail lamps. And then we do have the A-Spec badge, Acura logo down here, Integra integrated into the reverse bumper, and overall, that's a sporty looking rear. And then we do have the dual exhaust tips down below with the sloping roof line. That's awesome. And now, let's look at what's underneath the hood. The hood lever is in a very funky spot down there on the side. So under the hood we have a 1.5 liter direct injection turbo 4 cylinder that produces 200 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque. That goes to a CVT automatic transmission. And then fuel economy is 29 miles per gallon in the city and 36 on the highway. That's pretty impressive for the fuel economy. I would like to give a huge shout out to contemporary motor car Acura and Mercedes at in Erie who let me spend some time with this Integra. I'll include a link down in the description below so you can check out what inventory they have currently. Before we move forward with this review, I just want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post unique content for you, and I'm going to post even more videos for you guys. So please hit that like button, subscribe, and help me grow my channel. So I had some difficulty finding this Acura Integra, so make sure to hit the like button. And guys, let me know down in the comments what do you think about the overall looks of the Integra. For you guys that don't know, this is a hatchback, so let me know down in the comments. I feel it looks pretty good for its looks and sporty. And some of you guys that don't know, Acura is the luxury brand for Honda. So now that leads us inside the back door. And looking at the back door, we do have hard plastic over here on the top, but we do have soft touch down here, white stitching, and this is like cloth trim for the soft touch, chrome door handles, power window controls, and storage space down there. And that's a cool looking door panel. And moving on to the seats, we have these leather seats with this white stitching that looks sporty, and it's a hatchback, so the roof line is a little low. You need to scoop down a bit to get in. So one of the, you can say, restrictions of a hatchback. But for example, for reference, I'm 5'7", 5'8", so I have a good amount of knee room. And yeah, thumbs up. Acura still giving good amount of knee room. I mean, the seats are comfortable, but I would say the knee room is just sufficient for a 5'7", 5'8" person. Moving on to the headroom. Yeah, the headroom is a little on the tight side because, yeah, my kind of hair touch a little bit on the ceiling. But otherwise, the seats are quite comfortable back here. And moving further, that's kind of weird. No pocket over here, but then we do have pocket on the other seat. And then over here, it's just plain, no USB ports, no AC vents, kind of kept simple. And now let's move up front. At least it's easy to get out. And But these dark gray alloy wheels look very cool with the Integra. And reminder, we do get blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. We do have a scuff plate down here that says A spec, and honestly it's a cool looking car. I don't know, guys, why do I feel like buying every car? I know it's not possible to own every car, but most of the cars I review, I feel like buying them. But let's see. I'm gonna let you guys know when I'm gonna buy the new car or upgrade my current Camry. So I'll be looking for some options. I might make a video if possible while shopping for those options, and maybe that would be the case when you might see my first drive review officially or whatever, when I go on a test drive or something. So let's see how that plays out. And once we open the front door, we do have soft touch over here on the top, nice chrome trim down there, soft touch down here with leather, white stitching all around, and cute chrome door handles, a grab handle, and we have a bunch of power window controls with the front two being automatic, the lock and unlock function, child lock, adjustment for our mirrors, and cup holders down below. That's cool. And moving on to the seats, we have these leather seats with these cool accents all down the center with this white stitching. And those are some sporty looking seats. We do get power adjustment with our seats, and we do get height adjustment with our seats as well. Now, coming inside, this is a sports hatch, so seats are quite comfortable. It's a little low to the ground, but now moving on, we do have these AC vents. Let me know down in the comments which car do you think these AC vents are similar to. Pause the video and let me know. Yes, you heard that right. These are very similar to the AC vents you get in the Honda Civic. And then our traction off button is down over there. Moving on, our engine start stop button is over here. We do have physical stocks for headlamps and indicators, and we do have physical stocks for our wipers. Love the red light on the engine start stop, and we have a fully digital gauge cluster, and we can see the speed digitally, and look at that animation. That's cool. We have given the turn indicator for right, and the right turn indicator is glowing on the screen. Now that is why people buy Acura over Hondas. That's awesome. And cool little animation. And then we do have soft touch all around the steering wheel, nice touch, white stitching that gives it a sporty appearance, paddle shifters with the plus and the minus, and we have a bunch of practical controls like a voice command, volume buttons, and adjustment for the tracks. And then we do have a bunch of practical controls over here like our adaptive cruise control, lane centering, highway steering, and then love the Acura logo on the steering wheel, and overall nice touch A spec logo right there on the steering wheel, and more like simple materials with the dash. Love this cool carbon fiber type trim that runs all the way throughout over there till the next AC vent. This is our climate control with physical knobs for the temperature, defoggers, air conditioning units, our hazard lamps button, AC vents, our 7-inch touchscreen that is the same that you get in the Honda Civic. So nothing too fancy there, just a 7-inch touchscreen that you get in Honda. Acura is basically a fancier Honda. And then we do get heated seats with this package. So we do have heated seats for the driver as well as the passenger with physical buttons. And we have a bunch of storage space down here, USB port, 12-volt socket, and our automatic start stop off button, dynamic mode. Wow, look at that. Sport turns it red, normal is normal, and comfort is just blue. So this is the sporty appearance. And then we can change the drive mode select from over here. This is our electronic parking brake. This is the button for a brake hold. We do have two cup holders down here. Love this gloss black trim all around. Shifter for our CVT transmission. And can someone tell me why people hate on the CVT transmission a lot? I think they smooth shift storage space, nice soft touch on the dash, nice trim on the armrest, soft touch white stitching, and yeah, a decent sized storage space in the armrest. Love this design of the armrest and the opening. Nice soft touch on the dash, and for the glove box, look at that. A deep sized storage space glove box. That's cool. That's a good looking, good sized storage space glove box. A manual mirror dimmer, and then we do have sunscreen shade over here, like to keep our sunscreen shade. And we do have this basic sunscreen shades with a mirror and a light, nothing too fancy there. And then our sunroof controls are over here. We just press this and it should open. Our cabin light controls, and we do have a moonroof with this package. So that's how the sunroof works. And now let's look at the clarity of the backup camera. This is the clarity of the backup camera. There is a plastic film on here due to which there is some glare, but I would say it doesn't look too bad, and the backup camera is quite clear for the resolution. And then the trajectory lines do turn with the steering wheel, so that's always a plus. A comfortable steering wheel and trajectory lines do turn with the steering wheel, and I would say the camera resolution is quite good. I would say it looks slightly better than the Honda Civic, and because it's an economy car. And wow, this screen is touch responsive compared to the Civic. I reviewed the 2025 Civic Sport, and that 7-inch touchscreen, yeah, it does have some lag in this, but still, I would say the back camera looks quite like. Love the resolution of the backup camera, not a big problem there. And now let's look at its key. This is the moonroof I was talking about. So this does get a moonroof with this package. And now let's look at its key. So for the key, we have a gloss black segment over here. We have the Acura logo over here. Love this Acura detailing on the side. And then we have our lock and unlock function, opening for the hatch, panic button. And yeah, pretty simple Acura key fob. And so unfortunately, this doesn't get remote start. But now let's check out the space in the hatch. I'm giving a 10 out of 10 for the Acura Integra. Cool looking car, and a sporty. You just hold this. So you can just hold this to unlock the boot, and then you do need to lift it up. So it does have a hydraulic lifting system, but since this is a hatchback, this is the amount of cargo you get. Honestly, quite impressive. I didn't know it was that deep, because if you look from the side, it does look like a hatch. It's like it has a sloping roof line, so it is a hatchback, but nobody would ever guess it's that roomy in there. It looks like a small trunk back here. We have quite a deep amount of storage space over here, and even after being a hatchback and deep amount of storage space, you could still stack maybe like 2 or 3 things on one on top of the other, like 2 suitcases maybe. Thumbs up to Acura to give a pretty practical trunk in here. And yeah, pretty practical, and you can fit a lot of cargo here even for daily use or road trips. And we have some storage on here with the side behind the cargo net. But other than that, yeah, it's a pretty practical car. Once you're all done, just grab this and close it. Love this black spoiler at the back, not too big and is flush with the rear. And overall, I'm impressed with the looks of it. Thumbs up to Acura for giving such a good looks. Though I would just say that maybe they could like upgrade the screen inside a little bit, but other than the 7-inch touchscreen, everything is a 10 out of 10 on this car. Looks nice, is practical. Just the headroom at the back and the screen, other than that, looks nice, is practical enough, and the styling is obviously sporty, and then it does have like heated seats and all, so that's a good thing. And now let's see how much does this cost. So this is our 2025 Acura Integra A-Spec variant. Look at the fuel economy once again. And then this is all our standard features. And then its base MSRP is $34,400. It has no options. So this is as bare as you can get the 2025 Integra A-Spec. Usually, Some companies include a lot of options due to which your base MSRP increases by like thousands of dollars. But over the base MSRP, you just have the destination fee. So your total MSRP is $35,595. Yes, this Acura Integra costs around $35,500. I would say it's justified, not too bad for the price. Just the screen is a little outdated compared to the price, but other than the screen, that's inside, I would say it's practical. Has a moonroof, has heated seats, has the blind spot monitor that you really need, and it does have the adaptive cruise control. So if you take all that into consideration, and specifically the styling, look at those tail lamps. Those tail lamps might be worth a lot alone, and you still get fog lights down below with the Integra. And I would say the Integra is basically a more luxury Civic hatchback, since it's a hatchback, and I believe the TLX would be a luxury Civic. So this being it shares a lot of the components with the Civic. For example, like the screen, the AC knobs, the CVT shifter, the entire like center portion right there is kind of similar to the Civic. The steering wheel is a little more sportier looking, and the tail lamps a little more sportier looking, and then the Integra mentioned at the front and the rear bumper gives it a unique appearance. And so even like a Civic hatchback would be what, around the same price, 30,000 ish. So this is about like 5,000, $6,000 more than your regular Civic hatchback. But I would say these wheels do look cooler because this is similar to black, but these are not black. These are like dark gray ish in color. Love the spoiler at the back, and especially the comfort of the seats. I think these seats are more comfortable than the Civic. So definitely a thumbs up from my side on Acura, and I believe the price of this MSRP of around $36,000 is 100% justified in my book. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. So that's it for my review video, guys. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share it with as many people as possible so I can bring more unique content for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.